on, you guys? It's me, Kate Winchester here. This is my third video attempt, but it's fine. 2016, man, what a year. I was gonna tell you guys a story, but then I thought, why not just be real with you guys? 2016 was a roller coaster. Let's just leave it at that. Basically, I lived with my mom and Dad at first, but then because they were living with somebody that they didn't want to live with, this person was not a very nice person. This person gave me a room and then took it back, and because she took it back, I couldn't have that room anymore. So then I had to have a very small bed with me and my brothers. And then they decided that they wanted to move. And because they wanted to move as soon as they didn't really have a place that they wanted to live in. So at first they were just going to live in a motel. And my dad wanted to know how things were going, so I accidentally told him. I accidentally spilled the beans even though I wasn't supposed to. So he took me back with him. He basically texted my mom and said, I am taking the kids back. And I had to live over there. And it was mentally damaging. It was emotionally damaging. My depression got worse. It like skyrocketed. My anxiety skyrocketed. I remembered a lot of things that I didn't want to remember. I remembered some things that have happened to me when I was a child. I remembered things that no person should even dream about. My grandmother would jump down my throat with literally everything that I was doing. If I cooked for them, she would always, she would tell them that she would say that it was good, but she would give me unneeded constructive criticism. I remember one day I was exercising, and she would always point out how fat I was, and my grandpa would do that too. And it's like I couldn't do anything right. I would lock myself in my room every day and just isolate myself and just not want to be there. I wanted to live with my mom so badly, and I couldn't. And whenever I would visit her, it would be really happy because I was there, but it would also be sad because I knew it was temporary. I remember one day I was leaving and I didn't want to leave, and I kept telling my mom, Mom, I don't want to go home, I don't want to go home, I don't want to go home. Sorry. And she told me that she knew and that she was sorry, and I remember coming in here and just crying all day, and that's what I did until my dad came home here and then made me go home, even though that wasn't a home. Home is where you should feel safe and secure, not where you're constantly watching your back to see if anybody's talking badly about you or whatever. And then in 2016, there's a lot, but I would remember things that I didn't, like I said, that I didn't want to remember. I went to therapy a lot, and they found a lot of things wrong with me. For example, depression, anxiety, bipolar, and living at that house definitely wasn't helping it. because everything I do was wrong. Everything I did was wrong. Even being who I was wrong. Who I am is wrong. And if you want to know who that is exactly, that could be in a later video because I don't feel comfortable stating that right now. And it was wrong. Every day they would, every time I would try to look at the same gender that I am, they would they would tell me, can you have a baby with her? Well, no. Then you shouldn't be with her, basically. Yes, I'm bi, but we're not gonna get into that right now. But basically, every time I would say it, they would make me feel like I wasn't a part of the family. It sounds a little dramatic, but it's true. They would try, it was like they were trying to pray the bi away or something. And yeah. But on the bright side, I went to a modeling and acting class where I could forget about what was going on, and they taught me how to put on my makeup. See? Although I'm like crying off and on right now, so it doesn't look good right now. But they taught me how to walk in heels and not be in constant pain when you're in them for 5 hours. They taught me how to take care of myself, you know, when you're being healthy. Like, they taught me how to eat right, they taught me how to exercise, when exercise is too much exercise. And I exercise almost every day now, so I could tell a difference in my face. Don't look at my chin. My chin's a bad example, but like my jawline is more defined, and this right here is getting smaller, so that's good. I am learning how to do public speaking, and being around other people made me be less scared of seeing a person. Basically, I have social anxiety as well. There are a lot of things wrong with me. I also have PTSD. I'm not going to get into why, but yeah. So, oh, and also, I found Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. So, I knew who they were. I just wasn't really interested until my brother was watching him one day, and I just came into his room because I just heard a bunch of screaming. I just heard a bunch of screaming, and I was like, what the hell? I went into my brother's room, and I was just like, who's this loud asshole? So I was in the middle of something. I was like, who is this loud asshole? And my brother's like, oh, that's Jacksepticeye. You should watch him. You'll like him. Knowing you'd like him. And I was like, I'm gonna pass. At first, I was just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna pass. Like, I was a little iffy. I was like, eh. And then my brother one day, he made me sit down and watch All the Way, the song, and I was just kind of like, is that? He's like, yeah, and I was like, he's pretty. I was just like, he's pretty. He's like, yeah. And then I watched one of the videos upstairs. I was watching Real or Fake or something like that. I was laughing. I laughed really hard, and I was just like, he's pretty. And then I started watching binge watching Fran Bow, but I wouldn't watch him every day like I used to. I didn't start watching him every day until one day. I remember this day. I was having an anxiety attack because my grandma started yelling at me to get a job, and I'm not going to get into that, but she basically made me cry and have an anxiety attack because I couldn't do anything right. But I remember just being like, Jacksepticeye, and I watched him, and I went from crying really hard to laughing. Like, literally dying. I had tears rolling, just pouring out of my eyes, and I looked like that crying emoji from laughing. My grandma had to come upstairs and tell me to shut up because I was like, so that's good. I found Markiplier off of Space is Cool. I just found him in my recommended feed, and I was just watching him, and I was like, he's pretty funny too. And then before I watched PewDiePie as much as I do now. I used to watch him here and there a little bit, but now he's in my recommended feed a lot, so I'll just keep watching and keep watching and keep watching, and he's pretty funny too. Although there are some jokes that I don't agree with, I will still laugh at some of them. For others, I just kind of like, and then for some of them, I just don't get it. But yeah, so that's the bright side. And then towards the end of 2016, I got to live in my mom's house like I wanted, and that's good. In 2016, I started my YouTube channel, and there were a lot of people who started commenting and started liking my stuff, and I want to thank you guys. I want to thank my mom. I'm really grateful for the adjustments that my mom and dad made for me. They made it possible for me to live here. I mean, yeah, I sleep on the couch. Yeah, this is a very tiny bathroom where I make my videos in. And yeah, I have to wait a specific time to do my videos. And yes, the shower is confusing. But I know that I can do it. I can get used to it. And they made a small little room for me, so that when the break is over, I can sleep in there instead of on the couch. I mean, granted, in my room I have a couch too, but it looks a little bit more comfortable. And yeah. And I see my brothers every now and then. For example, they're here right now. They're going home on Sunday. Sad. But on the bright side, I will be alone again. I will have more space. You know, I can do videos now without getting walked in on or interrupted. But you know, when I look that way, I'm talking about my family, but I'm just playing around with them. I'm just joking. I still love them, even though this is my third attempt at making a video, because my mom came in and started talking to me. But it's fine. We're good. It's all good. As long as you guys are with me, I will be completely satisfied in everything I do. So 2016, screw you, and thank you. Oh, and also, since I've been here, and since I've been doing YouTube, and since I've been watching Jacksepticeye and Markiplier and PewDiePie, I feel happier. I am crying less. I don't have as much nightmares. I go to sleep like that. I still have insomnia. But, let me give you some advice. If you do have insomnia, go to Arizona Mills and go to this store called La Sopa, I think, and get some bath bombs. And at night, 2 hours before you go to bed, take a bath with the bath bomb. Trust me, there's something in it that just relaxes your muscles, and it will actually make you fall asleep at night. I fell asleep in the bath. I fell asleep in the bath because I was listening to some affirmations, because that helps too. And I was just kind of like, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am strong, I am responsible, I care about everyone else, but also myself. And I kind of fell asleep. I fell asleep in the water, in the fetal position. It felt like I was in the womb. If I could remember what being in the womb felt like, it probably felt like that. It was so nice and warm and relaxing, and I just felt like, oh my god. I was like, I'm in the womb. And then I fell asleep. It woke me up when the water started getting colder, and then I was like, shit. But it's 2017, so 2017, bring it on. I am stronger now. Yes, I have sympathy and empathy as well, but I know when it's time to draw the line and just be like, okay. Instead of my mom